Alright, we have a 1750 point battle report here for you. I get Tyranids taking on Eldar again, the third match in our Swarmlord vs Prince Uriel showdown. So it's 1-1. The Swarmlord and the Tyranids just devastated them last round, but the first round Swarmlord just got dummied. So we'll see who can take it this one. So 1750 points of Tyranids. I got a Turbogon with Crushing Claws, Electroshock Grubs, and he rolled Psychic Scream for his power. I got the Swarmlord here with one Tyrant Guard. He got Catalyst, the Horror, Paroxysm. And then moving into my elites, I have two FOCs here, still is Battleforged. And I got two Venom Thrope separate units, two Zone Thrope separate units. The taller one has Catalyst, the smaller one has Psychic Scream. And I got three Hive Guard and a Brood. Then moving on to the troops choices, I got two sets of Rippers, two sets of Warriors, exact same Scything Talons, Barbed Strangler, and Devourers. Then I have 19 Gargoyles, a Tyrannofex with Acid Spray and Electroshock Grubs. I'm pretty sure he's Adrenal Glands, but I'll double check. And then I have two Biowars, and then a Exocrine. And that's 1750 points of Tyranids.
Here is my 1750 points of Eldar. Today we're playing an Iron Enlist with a Spirit Seer here as an HQ. For a Warlord trait I rolled, what one was it? Everyone within 12 inches gets to reroll ones. And my Warlord will be joining the squad of Wraith Guard with just Wraith Cannons. They'll be in this Wave Serpent here, which is just Scatter Lasers, Shuriken Cannon, and Hollow Fields. Another Wave Serpent right here, it's the exact same thing. And inside that Wave Serpent will be this unit of 10 Dire Avengers, and they'll be accompanied by Uriel. And here we have two Wraith Lords, and each one is decked out with two Scatter Lasers, despite the other Missile Launcher and Bright Lance. And here we have two Warwalkers, both with Scatter Lasers, and here we have a unit of 8 Warp Spiders, unit of 8 Swooping Hawks, and a unit of 6 Jet Bikes. Two white guys here have Shuriken Cannons, and that's 1750 points. Oh, and a unit of 5 Rangers. Yeah, 1750 points of Eldar.
So the mission we're playing is Crusade, with Vanguard Strike as the deployment. So the way it's going is deployment zone is here and there. And Corey won the roll off to get to deploy first, so he'll get to choose if he wants to go first or second. And we're also doing Maelstrom objectives. As you can see, we've got all the different Maelstrom objectives around as our secondaries. So those are all of objectives there. There are 4 total Crusade objectives. So there's one here, one there, another one there, and where's the 4th Crusade objective?
Down here.
Is it? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. It's in that building. I think, isn't it? Yeah, it's somewhere in there. But anyway, those are the 4 objectives. So these are my 3 objectives. So those are my 3 Maelstrom objectives, and then we'll take a look at the other ones. Yeah, I just put them over. So those are his objectives, and we'll come back to you after Eldar Turns have deployed to see if I can steal the initiative again, and then we'll go into turn 1. Alright, so we both have gone ahead and deployed here, so the Tyranids just lined up along this edge here with Biowars and Warriors in the back, and then Gargoyles just out front. Over on the other side we can see the Wraith Lords up front, Warp Spiders off to the left with the Warwalkers and Serpents there. The colored Serpent has your Warlord, right?
No, this one has the
Wraith?
Yeah,
okay.
And this one's
Uriel.
Dire Avengers and Hero.
Okay. And over this way we got the Rangers and jet bikes. And over here, the swooping hawks are actually right there. He just didn't place them yet because models are so finicky. Because I'm going to see if I can steal the initiative, and if I do, he's going to place them. If not, they're jumping off the board. So let's see if I steal the initiative. Nope, only a 4. So
I thought you were going to look down and say yep.
no, almost. Alright, so moving into Eldar, turn 1.
End of Eldar Turn 1. So what happened, the jet bikes, who were just over here, kind of moved over. The 2 shuriken cannon guys shot into that squad of rippers, but thanks to the venom trope and the cover stage from night fighting, they survived everything. So they did a jet bike move back 4 inches, and then they're just kind of hiding here, spread it a little bit. And the Rangers, who were in this corner, walked up here. Since they're snipers, they couldn't shoot, so they ran forward to get a better position on everything. Hopefully they don't just get blasted away, but they might. 2 Wraith Lords here, both shot their scatter lasers into the gargoyles and failed to do anything. So this Wave Serpent had to come in and do what they do best and use the Serpent Shield and kill them, because nothing else could hurt them either. And these 2 guys here then shot their scatter lasers into a warrior and managed to take one out. He's over there now. And yeah, we took 1 wound off the other guy, so if I moved kind of quick there. And this Wave Serpent shot into these gargoyles here and took actually all the ones, I think 4 of them out. He took all of them that he could see anyway.
Yep.
And the warp spiders that were right here jumped over this way, and they were kind of in range of the gargoyles, but I decided I'm going to try and take them around and try and wreak some havoc in the backfield. The Sweeping Hawks will come down next turn so they can help them out. And, or maybe they'll see that pile right in there. That's nice too for them. But anyway, no objectives or points for me, so on to Tyranids Turn 1.
On to Tyranids Turn 1, a bit of casualties up on the Rangers. All but 1 were killed and they passed the morale. Bunch of gaunts were spawned, catalysts went off from the Swarm Lord and the Zone Stroke. Other than that, the Tyranid Swarm just moved ahead, and over on this side, the Warriors and Biovores fired and charged in at the Warp Spiders. Didn't manage to do anything, whiffed really bad on both sides. He didn't hit with a single attack, and I hit with almost all of the Warrior attacks and only wounded with 2 of them, so it was pretty bad. So moving into Eldar Turn 2. Quick little side note, I secured Objective 5 from the gargoyles right there.
Alright, so end of Eldar Turn 2, things are looking pretty similar. Other than down here, the Warp Spiders were able to, they did a hit and run last turn. They moved out this way and they warp jumped over here, and they're all through that building. I took all my dangerous tests and they passed them all. They ripped apart the Biovores, and then they did a jetpack move to the other side of the building. They're just kind of clustered over there. I took 8 dangerous tests, failed 1, and then passed the armor save. Over here, the Swooping Hawks came down and they put a bomb on top of the Venom Trope there, and then they shot into the Venom Trope and were able to take him out. I got 2 wounds on him and failed 1 of them. And then they ran afterward, or they did a battle focus shoot run, and they kind of just did a little circle here, trying to avoid his blast. And here, this Wave Serpent just kind of shuffled over here a bit, shot into this line of gargoyles, and took out a good chunk of them down to here, over there. And this Wave Serpent just kind of moved back a bit, just getting ready to go one of the 2 ways, and shot into the Turbigon and actually did a lot of wounds to him. He probably should be dead right now, but he made a lot of feel no pains. Over here, these guys both shot into... They shot into him as well, didn't they?
Yeah, literally everyone over here did.
Everyone over here except that Wraith Lord with the Wraith Lord in the back shot into the Turbigon and brought him down to 1 wound. And then this Wraith Lord shot into the Tyrannofex and he was unable to do anything. And over here, this Ranger that's like a desperate move. He ran, got 6 inches. Just in range of him. I thought he would just be like some epic move, shoot his pistol in, and he rolled a 1 to hit. So, I don't know, maybe the run was too much for him. And over here, these guys moved up, shot into the gargoyles that were right there, took them out. I was going to go grab this objective, but I realized it's not a Crusade objective, I don't need it right now. And yeah, they're going to be over there. I didn't want to deal with an assault. The Rippers are pretty annoying. 3 wounds, yeah. So, end of Eldar Turn 2, on to Tyranids.
So end of Tyranids turn 2, so a little bit better of a turn here, some whiffs over on this side of the table, so we'll start there. These warriors couldn't make a charge if they're dependent on it, they rolled a 3. And over this way, these warriors actually managed to hurt the warp splatters pretty bad, but they hit and run over there, they charged in, Barb Strangler killed a few. And up over this way, the Tyrannofex charged in, and between him and the Hive Guard, they dropped it down 2 hull points. So it's still at 1. And this way, the Tervagon just moved back with the Zone Trope there. And up over this way, the Swarm Lord and Exocrying just advanced forward. Gargoyles are tying up that Lone Ranger. And the Exocrying actually rolled pretty good and killed both the Warwalkers, so that was rather nice. And I scored objective 4 right there with the Gargoyles, and I got 1 more victory point. So moving to Eldar Turn 3.
Alright, end of Eldar Turn 2, so the fact that 2 of my guys and 16 shots are gone took a lot away. It sucks, so many shots. But, okay, we'll start over here. The jet bikes, they kind of popped over here, shot into the Rippers. Sorry, I'm moving around so much, guys. And, shot into the Rippers. The normal shuriken guns, I think, did 2 or 3 wounds, but he made 2 of his cover saves. The shuriken cannon guys, the guys that could clear the whole base off, they shot in. The first one hit with 2 wounds, so I was hoping to get rid of 2 bases, but that goddamn the Venom Trope up there gave them a cover save, shrouded, so they're at 5 up. They made 2 of the cover saves on that. My other shuriken guy shot in, missed with 2 shots, and then hit with 1, and he made his 5 up, so that's up. And then they did a jetbike move, got a nice 10, so hopefully they won't be in charge distance after they move. Following up over here, the Wraith Lord, I pretty much accepted that Swarmy's going to come in and kill 1 of them. That's just going to happen, so I decided to just put them there, kind of bait a bit, but right here flamed the Gaunts, killed a bunch of the Gaunts. This guy then decided to just shoot into the Gaunts and kill a few more, so we killed a whole squad here. And that's not so bad, but yeah, say bye to 1 of those guys. Maybe 2, because he has the Venom Trope with Psychic Scream, that whole deal. Over here, this Wave Serpent actually still has not shot yet. At the end of our turn, there's so many other things going on. We'll have to come back to that. But right here, these guys shot into the Tyrannofex, which is awesome. 6 wounds, got a 6, so ID with the warp. Sucked him in, ripped him apart, and over here, these guys came out just in case these guys were unable to do that. I was just hoping maybe I'll be able to tear enough 6s into him and, you know, take him down, but that was I had a little hope into that turn, so these guys came out though, and because he killed them, I was able to use these guys to shoot over into the Tervagon there, who had 1 wound left, and I got, I think, 2 or 3 6s, so we were able to take him out. He didn't make his intervening model save. And these warp splatters had, they moved out into this area, and I had them ready to shoot into the Tervagon. These guys had to shoot into the Tyrannofex, but they were able to shoot into the warriors instead and killed 1 warrior, and then just moved over this way. And, oh, they took a few wounds off the warrior, sorry, and then these guys shot in and killed 1 warrior and took him down to 1. So they're just chilling over there. And in combat up here, my ranger died. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll probably fix this before next turn, but anyway, on to Tyranids Turn 3.
So end of Tyranids Turn 3. Not a lot happened in my shooting phase like I planned to. It turned out the assault phase is where things actually kind of picked up. So starting on this side of the board, the Rippers and Gargoyles actually made the charge, and I managed to kill off, I think, the 2 bikers? 2 bikers there, so the combat's going, so I got them tied up. Over this way, the Swarm Lord went in and killed the Wraith Lord. I tried to do Psychic Scream with, or Psychic Scream with him, and I rolled 5 dice to ensure I got it. I rolled 1, and then he easily denied that. And down along here, these Hive Guard took out the other Wave Serpent, wrecking him with his 1 hull point. Down here, nothing really happened, and between the Exocrine and the Warriors, they killed off, I think, 4 or 3 Dire Avengers. The Exocrine whiffed horribly. And up at the top here, the Gaunts went in, tied those guys up. I actually managed to kill off 3 of them, so it was really good rolling there. But the shooting phase kind of lackluster. Turns out the assault phase, which I wasn't planning on at all, turned out to be where I kind of came back. So we're going to move into Eldar Turn 4.
Alright, so after Eldar Turn 4, the Wraith Guard right here shot into the Zoanthrope and then ran over here. I got Voice of Twilight off in my psychic phase. Oh, and that actually gives me a victory point for one of my cards using 1 power. And he shot at the Zoanthrope and killed him, and then moved back here. In this combat that was going on right here, Uriel broke off the Dire Avenger unit, came over and killed 5 of the Gaunts, and then the Spirit Seer was able to kill the other 2 Gaunts, and then they all consolidated back this way. And the Wave Serpent here came back, shot into the Swarm Lord, who is in that cover right there, and managed to kill the guard as well as put a wound onto him. And the Dire Avengers over here are coming over this way, and they shot into here, but they weren't able to do anything actually. I think they put 1 wound maybe on a guy.
Yeah.
And the Warp Spotters, who are actually behind that little canister over there, they warp jumped from here over that way, killed the lone warrior, and then they ran that way and also, that's upward, and then they did a jetpack move over behind there. The Swooping Hawks failed miserably, shot into here and got 1 wound, and they made the cover save. So they're just sitting ducks. But on to Tyranids Turn 5. Sorry? 4.
Then the Tyranids Turn 4. Not too much happened. The Exocrine whipped again up this way. Hiveguard actually managed, well, I guess the Exocrine took 1 hull point off the Wave Serpent, but didn't do anything to his intended target. And the Hiveguard finished that off, and Swarmlord whipped his charge, and the Rippers went in and tied him up. So the Swarmlord might be sticking around, it's all going to depend on how he rolls with his psychic phase. And down this way, these guys just whiffed. I killed 1 with the warriors, and that was it. So that was it for Tyranids Turn 4. Over this way, that gargoyle is dead. I killed 1 jet bike, he killed a gargoyle and did a wound to a Ripper Swarm. So that's it, so on to Eldar Turn 5.
Alright, end of Eldar Turn 5. He's still tied up there. He whiffed on his, he only got 1 hit, then he rolled a 1 to wound. Over here, these guys ran up. I got Voice of Twilight off, so they shot into here. He's now down to 1 wound, and then they ran back into the cover here. And back here, the bikes lost combat. Every single turn, actually, there's been 1 wound done to them, and they've killed 1 guy. And they finally broke, and then the Rippers ran them down. And over here, the Warp Spiders moved up, killed 2 of the Hive Guard, and then moved back onto that objective over there, the Crusade objective. And over here, the Dire Avengers moved up, shot into the Warriors, killing 1. And I don't know if they did anything else, and then they ran over, just kind of on that objective. And that is, oh, the Swooping Hawks shot into here as well, and they didn't do anything.
They did 1 wound.
Oh, did he actually like get a wound in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Anyway, on to Tyranids Turn 5.
So end of Tyranids Turn 5. Over this way, the Dire Avengers were polished off by the Warriors, and the Hive Guard Exocrine whiffed again. And over this way, the Warp Spiders took 1 casualty from the Zoanthrope, and the Venomthrope charged in just to scare them off the objective. They took off, hoping the game goes on. And Swarmlord managed to go in and finish off that Wraith Lord, and he ran back there just to get some cover. And as it stands right now, I have all 4 objectives, but we're going to see if the game goes on to see if he can come back and reclaim them. And it does. So moving to Eldar Turn 6.
Alright, end of Eldar Turn 6. Uriel charged up into the Rippers right here and used his blast and ended up only killing 1, rolled a 1. And these guys over here moved through cover, shot into Swarmlord here, and they got 1 wound, and he failed his cover save there. So he died, and over here, Swooping Hawks just moved up onto that objective. They shot into the Venomthrope, but he made his cover save. And over here, the Warp Spotters warp jumped up here, shot into the Rippers, and again, 1 stayed alive, and they moved on to the objective. And that was everything for Eldar Turn 6, so on to Tyranids.
So end of Tyranids Turn 5. Down this way, they managed to kill off the Swooping Hawks in close combat. And up over here, The Ripper actually charged in. They actually wounded him on Overwatch, but he made a 6-up save, so that's pretty sweet. Over this way, Exo Queen whiffed again. Nothing new. And over here, these guys kept this objective. And up over here, Uriel just polished them off and jumped over to that objective. So we're going to roll and see if it moves into turn 7. And it does. So we'll go into turn... Oh, yeah. We'll just do that. Alright folks, so we're just going to go ahead and call it a tie. Potentially, I could pull it out by killing a character, but the raid the Exocrine's going, and I don't even know if there's still the Eldar Turn. He can still get around the corner with Uriel, and the Exocrine has to just essentially chase him. So, and I'm not willing to bet all my money on that. And then these guys over here are going to just polish the Rippers off. So, and then that would just bring it to a tie game because I can't achieve my last objective, and his last one was to hold that objective, so he didn't want to give up 3 victory points. So we're just going to go ahead and call it a tie instead of playing it up. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And stay tuned for 1,000 points of Ultramarines by the end of September.